Hello everyone, welcome. So my name is Ergo, and I am a lowly human. So this will be my first recorded video for MTG Arena. I'm just going to try and discuss my deck. So the deck name is Naya token Blitz. But first, let's talk about me, because I am important. No, just kidding. So I started playing Paper Magic around the 90s. Then I stopped when Kamigawa came out. Then I returned, once returned to Ravnica, also returned. Then, lo and behold, now we're in a Ravnica set. We are at Ravnica Allegiance. Alright, so enough about me. Let's talk about the deck. Yes, so this deck is all about tokens. This builds on the Celestial token strategy from the previous meta. So we have all the necessary token generators like Emmara, Legion's Landing, History of Benalia, and Trostani discarded, and of course March of the Multitudes. Then we have new additions. Well, specifically, we are splashing red for Integrity Intervention and Heroic Reinforcements. So Heroic Reinforcements is very powerful in the right deck, especially in a go wide strategy, because it gives all of your creatures haste. So if we have a couple of cheap creature cards to cast before Heroic Reinforcement, then they will all have haste. Then usually you can swing for lethal. And so let's talk about the new additions from Ravnica Allegiance. So we have here is the Hero of Precinct One. So I like this card since it acts as a token generator for all of your multicolored spells. So if you cast a March, you get an additional token. If you cast Emmara, you already get a token once the cast trigger takes place. Also for Shanna, make a token. So it is synergistic with Shanna because Shanna loves having more creatures on your end. Well, the hero makes more creatures when Shanna comes into play, or when you cast Shanna. But they work with each other. And we have 4 copies of Knight of Autumn in the main deck. You might think this is a weird addition, but I believe it's very applicable and it's very strong in the meta right now. In a world full of red deck wins, where the life gain will usually act as a 2-for-1, or it can act as an enchantment removal against Bant Nexus, because those are the extremes we are presented with right now in the meta. So it can just destroy their Wilderness Reclamation, or even just the ramp enchantment card. Alright, so let's talk about the possible sequences here. So ideally, well, this is in Magical Dreamland, where everything goes your way and the opponent is just watching. But I have been able to pull it off a couple of times. So you never know. Might work for you. So turn 1 we want to cast Legion's Standing, that's 1 token. Then turn 2 we cast Hero of Precinct One. So you have 2 creatures there, 3 power. Then you cast Emmara on turn 3. So you trigger the Precinct One, you get an additional token. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's 4 tokens already. And then play down a land and you cast Flower for mana, and cast trigger of hero's ability triggers. So giving you 5 tokens in total. 5 tokens with 4 plus 3, 7 power across 5 bodies. Then you can usually use Venerated Loxodon. So you can cast it for free for Convoke. So that pumps up all of your creatures. So that's 7 power plus 5, that's 12. And then Emmara's ability, the tap ability also triggers, so generating an additional token. So that's 7 plus 5, 12, 13. Yeah, that's 13 power now across 5, 6, 7 creatures. No, that's 17 power. I hadn't added in the Loxodon's power yet. That's 17 power. Wow. In just turn 3. 17 power facing the enemy. Alright, and then on turn 4, usually you can swing for lethal if you have Heroic Reinforcements there. So once you cast Heroic Reinforcements, important thing to note is Heroic reinforcements also synergizes well with Hero of Precinct One, because this is once you cast, so before the spell resolves, you already make a human creature token, and then heroic reinforcements will make two other creatures, then pop them all, then all of them will have haste. So usually if you go with the Venerated Loxodon route, you can deal with around 30 damage, more or less. I think that's around 10 creatures. And yes, the opponent will just wouldn't know what hit them. So that can make for some pretty explosive plays. And it's a turn 4 kill, so it's actually very good if you're not playing red deck lids. Right, and another sequence you can do there is, let's go back one turn. So let's go with the 5 creatures and 7 power with the Hero of Precinct One Emmara and the 3 tokens. So you can actually cast March of the Multitudes at end of the opponent's turn. So you might think you're not getting a lot of value from March, think you're just making 2 tokens, but you'll actually be getting 4 tokens. An additional one from Emmara, the tap trigger, and then another human creature token from the multicolored cast trigger from Hero. So that gives you 9 creatures at the end of the opponent's turn. And then you just cast your Heroic Reinforcements. You'll be dealing around 25, 26 damage. But you will have more life gain, so that's relevant, especially against burn deck. So that could just be enough to put you over the top. That is the deck in a nutshell. If you guys have any questions, comments, suggestions, please let me know, and I will try to answer and apply them in this deck. Alright, so let's take it out for a spin, shall we? Currently, I'm at Platinum Tier 2. Let's see how it performs in the World of Platinums. And let's play some music. So 3 wins, 3 games, perfect slate so far. So awesome result for us. We got some lucky draws and opponents got some bad draws, but it's all part of the game. So first we fought against Red Deck Wins. I think we were able to prolong the game with our tokens. And once we were able to get rid of the Chain Whirler and resolve the Venerated Loxodon, thereby making our lifelink tokens bigger and out of range of the Chain Whirler, we were able to take over the game from there because we were able to also flip the Legion standing and keep making lifelink tokens. And I think we were able to cast a March of the Multitudes before he just conceded. Yeah, and then game 2, we played against Grixis Control. Yeah, this is a nice game because I remember we had a pretty aggressive start. We had the landing, then we had Emmara. However, he casted that new mass removal card, that mini mass removal card from black, the one that gives all creatures -2/-2 and exiles all the creatures that died from it. However, I had one copy of the split card, the red-white split card. Well, I just used the first one, which was either white or red. It gives an instant. It gives one of my creatures +2/+2. So I was able to protect Emmara from there and get additional value. So thanks to that, I was able to flip Legion Standing and keep making tokens every turn. And then we were able to resolve a heroic intervention once he countered my Shanna. And then his life was just too low and he couldn't survive, so he just conceded. So last game, it was up against kind of a semi-mirror. He was also using tokens with a history of Benalia. However, he just splash blue for Frilled Mystic, the one that counters the target spell when it enters the battlefield. And then I think he also had the 2 to cast counter spell, 1 colorless, 1 blue, that counters the spell unless opponent pays 2. But the trade-off there is he doesn't have as many threats, doesn't have as many token generators. So our strategy is more direct. We were able to impose and be more aggressive and just out-token him eventually. So that's it for our video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, follow, /subscribe, whatever. Have fun playing MTG Arena. Go for that mythic. Thank you and good night.